Estonian businesses in US, and I'm based in Silicon Valley for the last 12 years now. And as you can see, there are a lot of software and software company connections between Estonia and US. And of course, why we are in Silicon Valley based, it is the venture money. So we have now been quite happy to say that it has been more than $300 million per year that we have been raising for Estonian startups. And as you all know, it all started with Skype, 15 years ago, when Skype was first bought by eBay with 4 Estonian founders and 1 Dane and one Swede. Then it was bought back by the founders, and then a couple of years ago it was sold to Microsoft for $9 billion. So that was really a big chunk of money, and we have a joke that Microsoft didn't know that Skype was actually free to download. So with that happy note, I also welcome everybody here and have a look of the companies that are also on display here. And actually this traveling exhibition started last year in Silicon Valley at Stanford University. So it seems now that it is the last place in US, and traveling back in 2 weeks to Estonia. So thank you.
Jan, Silja, and Erik, can you come here and we're gonna do our official ribbon cutting?
Woo!
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, not yet. Linda Gar's gonna talk first. I'm so sorry. I thought it was too short.
Okay, yeah. Before I was a pastor, I was a politician, and I still am. Sounds like an oxymoron. But anyway, I'm with the Estonian American National Council, and just like Andrus's company that put a lot of money into sponsoring this exhibit, the building of this exhibit, the Estonian American National Council was also a sponsor. The Estonian American National Council was founded in 1952, and we represent the interests of Estonian Americans. I've been on since 1977. I'm one of the oldest, our longest serving members now. And I just want to say, and again, thank Livika and those with the vision to bring this exhibit here, because Daley Plaza has been very, very, very important in the history of Estonian Americans. Daley Plaza was where we marched, the Estonians, Latvians, Lithuanians. We marched here on special days to demand the end to Soviet occupation. This was something we needed to bring to the attention of the Americans. When Estonia was trying to end its occupation, I kept hearing, oh, well, it's seceding. No, Estonia was not seceding from the Soviet Union. It never joined the Soviet Union. It wanted an end to occupation. It wanted an end to those gangsters that were occupying our beautiful country, who had destroyed it. I went to Estonia when it was occupied. The air was filthy. It was awful. People didn't have cars. And you know why Estonia is wireless now? Because people didn't have telephones. So it was just easy. I mean, the technology and everything came together so well to enable the country to become such a powerhouse in technology. And this is a special year. 80 years ago, on August 23rd, the Hitler and Stalin's henchmen, Molotov and Ribbentrop, signed a pact where they partitioned Europe. They decided that these independent countries that would be in whose sphere of influence. Of course, these two guys double-crossed each other, like to World War II, but Estonia had to suffer. So, in 1944, we're celebrating D-Day here on June 6th. That was the end of World War II. It was the beginning of hell for Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and a lot of the other countries who fell into the sphere of influence. So, and then also 1944, 75 years ago, was when a lot of our parents, grandparents came to the United States. That was the big migration. And they left in ships, little boats, big boats. They left Estonia with the hope of going back. And there are people who have gone back, but nobody thought it would last 50 years. Nobody thought it would last 50 years. In 1991, when Estonia was regaining its independence, we celebrated here. We raised the Estonian, Latvian, Lithuanian flags over by the Thompson Center. On August 23rd, for the 50th anniversary of the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact in 1989, when Estonians, Latvians, and Lithuanians joined hands in the Baltic chain, there's a picture of it right there. We, Estonian, Latvian, and Lithuanian Americans, joined hands right here on this plaza. There were over 1,000 of us out here, and we joined in solidarity to demand the end to Soviet occupation. So this is such an important place for us. And also Marco told me that on August 23rd this year, in front of the Capitol building in Washington, Estonians, Latvians, and Lithuanians will form another Baltic chain. And everyone is invited. So if you can get to Washington on August 23rd, hey, road trip, okay? So, and again, June is a sad time. We remember the deportations of 1941, where Estonians were taken to Siberia in cattle cars. And this plaza was also the site of Captive Nations demonstrations, where in addition to Estonians, Latvians, Lithuanians, we had the Polish, the Czechs, Slovaks, Cubans, everybody that was, whose countries were occupied by communists. President Eisenhower had signed a proclamation that was renewed every year, and we demonstrated. I can remember being out here one summer, it was like over 100 degrees, but there were people in their 80s and 90s out here sweating. But we let our voices be heard, and we prayed, God answered our prayers. Estonia is free. We are celebrating. We are the masters of our own homes. Estonia at 100. So let's celebrate. Elagu Eesti. Let's say it. Elagu Eesti. Long live Estonia. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Gita. We certainly can't forget the history, and we should not take our freedom for granted. So thank you so much. Now the ribbon cutting. Syria, Jan, and Eric, can you please come here?
Dad, can you take a horizontal picture? Sounds good.
Woo!